That winter storm warning already in place across northwest Arkansas, across the River Valley. We're preparing for our own winter weather impacts throughout the day today. I'll give you the latest details coming up.
And our 5 News Storm Chaser is out on the roads ahead of this winter storm. We'll have more on how road crews are preparing around our area.
And a reminder on how to keep your pipes safe from those frigid temperatures. The experts are weighing in this morning. But first, a live look for you in Bentonville here at 5:30. 5 News This Morning is now.
Covering news where you live. This is 5 News This Morning.
Well, hey, good morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us. We're taking a live look outside here near Wentzville, Missouri. This is the home of Aunt Andre and Uncle Jeff of Stevens there. Looks like they're getting a bit of the system we're going to have here soon.
Yeah, I'll hear from them later on today. They will not be happy about the conditions there in parts of Missouri. Again, this is the condition that we're going to see back here at home later on today. This is going to be a very fine, very dusty snow that's coming down across the area. And because those winds are going to be so high for today, near 30 miles per hour, visibility is going to be a big issue, along with the accumulation that we're going to see as well. Again, the arrival of that snow still several hours out. We're thinking right around 7, 8, 9 a.m. we could start to see that sleet and rain mix first across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley before we all transition over into those snowflakes by the time we get to this evening. Here's a look across central United States right now. Already starting to see maybe a few of those snowflakes flying around there across portions of Oklahoma, but really the heavier snow moving through portions of central Missouri early this morning. This again, that track going to move further south, and eventually we'll start to see that snow, that freezing rain, that sleet mixing in across our area later on this morning. Here's a look at closer towards 9 a.m. This is what it'll look like outside. Again, starting off with that sleet mix across northwest Arkansas, that rain and sleet mix across the River Valley. As we progress throughout the morning hours, we're going to transition over into this mess by the time we get to this afternoon, where we're going to have those snowflakes across northwest Arkansas, that sleet across the River Valley. Because of the wind, this is where travel issues are going to be tricky throughout the day today, especially by the time we get to this evening, where everybody transitions over into that snow and we still have some strong winds causing some visibility issues across the area. When it comes to the warnings that we have in place right now, that winter storm warning, northwest Arkansas, winter weather advisory across the River Valley, they are also underneath that watch ahead for today. We will see if we get upgraded to that warning from the National Weather Service. But here's what you need to know when it comes to that accumulation, why we have all the closures, and why this is going to be an impactful system. Parts of extreme northwest Arkansas, 8 to 12 inches of snow will be possible. Parts of Madison, Washington County, up to 8 to 4 inches through the Boston Mountains. Across the River Valley, less in the way of heavy snowfall accumulation, but more in the way of that sleet throughout the day today. We'll talk about it coming up.
All right, thanks for that, Stephen. Well, state and county crews have been working ahead of the weather to keep roads as safe as possible.
5 News reporter Morgan Wrigley is live in the Storm Chaser with photojournalist Will Maxwell. They're out on I-49 where pre-treatment is already in place. Morgan, what's it like out there so far?
Hey guys, well, crews have been out well before this storm has started. In fact, RDOT told me this morning they have most of their pre-treating done at this point. They got it done over the weekend and yesterday, and now they're kind of just waiting for that weather to come in so they can tackle it when it is on the roads. But we'll take a look here. This is I-49 South and normal traffic flow for early in the morning with pre-treatment, of course, already in place. But we know some emergency management crews are also preparing for this winter weather to come in just a few hours. Now in Sebastian County, crews have been pre-treating since yesterday. They're continuing this morning, and they're going to keep doing that until the precipitation starts. And over in Washington County, road crews are starting 24-hour coverage today, focusing on bridges, curves, and primary roads. And we know that RDOT has been focusing, when they've done all of their pre-treatment over the past few days, they've done their main roads, their interstates, everything like that, and even their secondary roads are all pre-treated as well. Now 5 News also spoke with drivers who are getting ready for the snow, and when it comes to being snowed in, opinions are mixed. You like the snow?
Not particularly, no. Kind of an inconvenience.
It's beautiful, you know what I mean? And it puts a lot of nitrogen back into the soil. I get to get my coffee and go enjoy the snow and wait for it to thaw and burn my firewood.
Well, Well, no matter how you feel about it, when this winter weather moves in, state and county leaders are asking you to stay home if you can for your own safety and just so their crews can have the space they need to make sure the roads are clear. We're going to be out here all morning and into the afternoon tracking road conditions as the storm moves in, and we'll let you know what we're seeing later on. For now, back to you.
All right, thanks for that, Morgan. Well, speaking of checking in on those road conditions, we're going to go ahead and send it out to Dave Parker with RDOT. His crews, they've been working around the clock for this event.
Yeah, definitely. And Dave, we already asked you about pre-treating the roads. We know you guys have put a lot of work into that. But what is it like for crews once the snow starts? Because it's going to be snowing for quite a while. Stick around. What kind of work does that create for the crews?
It does become somewhat of a mental thing, knowing that as the snow starts, 11 this morning, maybe noontime, that's just the beginning. They're going to be plowing, through early evening, maybe up until midnight. We'll continue to make a pass and come back and hit it again. But it's just going to be a long, long day. We've had our equipment checked out. We've topped off supplies. We've rested as much as we possibly can, but it's just beginning. And then we get rewarded with really, really low temperatures tonight, Wednesday, Thursday. So that's probably going to be the hardest part of all is working out in minus 10 degrees with the wind chill factor. So I think we're prepared and we're ready to go. We'll just wait for the snow to come down and we'll start hitting the highways.
And Dave, like last time, this isn't just affecting one area in the state, it's affecting multiple parts. And so does this change the way that y'all do anything? Are your crews a little more scarce, or are people just working around the clock this time?
No, we will use some of the few counties in the extreme southwest, which are not going to see as much of the wintry weather. They will shift to the north. We'll use our strike team, which is based out of Little Rock. 50 to 60 extra workers and supplies and plows and such. They'll shift to the north and take care of that. And then, so we'll see where the biggest trouble spots are. But yes, it's a statewide effort. We got snow, then we got freezing rain, then we got sleet, then we got some ice potential in the southeast. So we'll shift accordingly, but we'll be okay.
All right, thank you, Dave Parker with RDOT joining us here this morning. We appreciate that report.
Yeah, we'll check back in with Dave later on 5 News This Morning. Thanks, Dave. Oh, with below freezing temps expected in our area this week, you may be wondering whether your car needs extra time to warm up before you hit the road. AAA says to allow the car to idle only for as long as it takes you to fasten your seatbelt so the lubricating oil can reach the engine's vital parts. One car mechanic says immediately taking off after getting in can be tough on your vehicle.
If you just hit the key, start it and go, things from oil not pumping as it's supposed to not lubricating your engine. Like I said, all the other fluids are cold too. Power steering, it's really tough on power steering pumps.
AAA says driving while avoiding hard acceleration will also help to warm your vehicle up faster while reducing wear and exhaust emissions.
Now, meanwhile, school closings have been rolling in. You can scan the QR code right here on your screen, which will take you directly to all of the up-to-date closings and delays. Those are also scrolling there at the bottom of your screen. You can find them, though. Scan the code, and we'll send you that list at 5newsonline.com.
And you'll want to keep your pipes safe as these frigid temperatures are settling in.
5 News reporter Kayla Davis talked to a local plumber for advice on avoiding damage.
With extreme cold temperatures heading to our area,
our structures are not built for this cold weather. We're just not used to it.
Brian Baker with Baker Plumbing has several steps residents need to take to keep water flowing over the next few days. One thing is to leave a small drip running on faucets and to keep pipes warm.
It is very important to keep your cabinets open to get that heat from inside your house into those cabinets and into those spaces that don't normally get that heat.
For those who live in a house,
keep your outside hydrants covered. Those are where we see a lot of the freezes, as that wind gets up inside those cracks and crevices of the house, and we'll see a lot of those hydrants freeze if they're not covered.
He says most importantly, everyone should keep their homes warm.
You want to keep it close to 70. This cold weather gets things so cold so fast that if it's not heated properly, it's going to freeze very quickly.
If you do believe your water is frozen, he says it's best to shut it off to prevent further damage that can be quite expensive.
You're looking at $200 to $400 a leak, no matter what it is. You're shutting water on and off, and you're finding new ones, especially in this cold weather. You find one leak, you get it repaired, and you're going to find 3 more on top of it. So it's a process of process of elimination of all the ones prior to it.
Baker says he's ready to respond to emergencies, but he hopes residents take all precautions to prevent extensive damage and save money. Covering news where you live, Kayla Davis, 5 News.
All right, well, we have compiled a list of places to go to stay warm from Fort Smith to Fayetteville to Springdale. You can also find that at 5newsonline.com.
Yeah, you can also
All right, let's get a traffic update for you this morning. Here's a live look out across I-540 there over Kelly Highway. Traffic moving fine out there this morning. Again, the morning commute we knew wouldn't be an issue. The issue is going to be for heading back home this evening, when that is going to be the peak time for that winter precip across the area. That's where travel conditions are going to get very, very tricky outside. Advise not to travel late this evening. No accidents, no slowdowns out there right now. I expect that to possibly change though later on today as those driving conditions worsen as we get into the evening hours.
Well, this morning we have a new look at a plane crash that actually landed in Toronto. This video here shows the moment a Delta Airlines plane crashed, then flipped over there at Pearson International Airport. This was Monday afternoon. Later, a passenger cell phone video shows the plane upside down with those wings and the tail ripped off.
All of a sudden, everything just kind of went sideways. And then the next thing I know is kind of a blink and I'm upside down, still strapped in.
Well, Toronto's fire chief says at least 18 people, including a child, were taken to the hospital. Now, all 80 people on board, 4 crew, 76 passengers survived. The plane was operated by Endeavour Air, flying from Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. Meteorologists say that there was blowing snow there in Toronto. Canada's Transportation Safety Board is taking the lead on the investigation.